Hello everyone and welcome to our channel. And today I'll be reading a multi-character listener by me. So let's get into it. Kazuha. Now if there is anything that Kazuha really loves about you, it would certainly have to be your big size. After all, maybe he's a little bit biased, but he truly has a thing for them. And considering that yours were already as beautiful as you could ever imagine, then he feels like you truly won in life. And since he's a loving boyfriend, he will do everything in his might to show you the love he has for those ties, especially if you're insecure about them. Sometimes, when you're sitting, you focus on how big they look, but the next thing you know, he's laying his head down on them, smiling as his cheek rests on your thigh, and he kisses one of them gently. You know, you're really the prettiest girlfriend I could have ever got, he says. And you just say he's teasing or trying to make you smile. But later on, he happens to prove it to you with more than just his words. And honestly, you can't say that you don't like it, because you do. Albedo. Now, Albedo's actually quite lovely. And if anything, you would admire his eyes a lot. The thicker, the better. For him, at least. But either way, you're beautiful to him. But dang, he really loves it when you wear tight things. Because it means that they highlight your thigh's beauty, and he can admire them as much as he should. If anything, he wants nothing more than to be able to look at your thighs and admire them how they should be admired. Right now, though, he was getting on his knees as you sat next to him, and you were kind of weirded out until he was burying his face between your thighs, letting out a soft breath and closing his eyes. You were a blushing mess and couldn't help but giggle. It was really overdramatic, but he really said he liked it when he would be able to hold you and feeling like this, so you weren't going to comment on it. Venti? Venti actually likes your thick thighs, though he may not be as into intimate things as someone like Albedo, but he thinks they make a really good pillow. And he's all about pillows, really. He needs to take a nap and he needs to cuddle with you. So what better than to nap with his head on your thighs, and his eyes focused on your face, with his arms wrapped around you. To be honest, there is nothing better than a nap like this, at least by Venti standards, because this way, he could admire and love you, without anything getting in his way. And in his own opinion, that's all he ever really wanted. To be with you and to be able to love you at all times. And now, as he was taking a nap on your thighs, a smile on his face, he really thought he was adorable. And though his intentions were more innocent than most, they were also nice. And somehow, through the most simple of acts, Venti always managed to make you feel more secure about your thighs. Scaramouche. Now, Scaramouche is actually really shy about showing his love. So even though he adores your thighs, he would be really nervous about showing that, because how exactly would he be able to show it? He's not really a physical affection type of person, but if there is anything that he knows will make you happy, and something that he can do, is to compliment you. So if he feels like you're insecure about your thighs, then you bet he was going to be complimenting you about them all the damn time. It's really sweet coming from him, and quite comforting, because you hardly ever hear him complimenting someone, let alone even you. So, him being that soft and sweet, and being so attentive to you, it's everything you could have ever asked for, and somehow,
He's always so genuine about his compliments that you can never even try and doubt them. Perhaps it's a look of pure love and adoration in his eyes that makes him so hard to doubt. But even you can tell that all that he's saying to you is true, and none of it, not even a single word, is a lie. Tighnari? Now, Tighnari actually is quite bold, and he really, really loves your thighs. So, as soon as you actually let him see them, and you're not wearing something that's a little bit too big, then he will do everything in his might to show you how much he appreciates them. Like perhaps giving them a hickey. Yes, if you sit down next to him, then he's bound to at least kiss one of your thighs, or go even further and bite one of them. And there is nothing you can do to stop him. He just really loves your thighs, and he will do anything, not just to show it, but because he loves them. I mean, what kind of boyfriend would he be if he was not able to appreciate those thighs that you have? He would be really ungrateful, and he does not want to be an ungrateful boyfriend. He would much rather give your thighs the attention that they so much deserve. And if you have anything else to say, then he was not going to listen. I mean, sometimes you really say some nonsense stuff. Because what did you mean you didn't like your thighs? He was going to love them, just to get you to see things his way. Xiao may not actually actively show you how much he likes your thick thighs, but if there's anything that's a sign that he loves them, and perhaps just more than simply love, it's the fact that whenever you wear something tight or short, he would be looking at your legs and blushing really brightly, and he would do anything to be able to avert his eyes, but it would be so difficult because it felt like they were simply attracting his eyes back to them. He could not get attention off of you, especially your thighs. So, at least, if he was not able to verbally say it, or show it that much, then I'm quite sure he will give you at least one kiss on your thighs. And if he sees you trying to hide them, or feeling insecure about them, then he will very firmly lecture you about how beautiful they are, before he catches himself and realizes what he's saying and blushes very brightly, getting embarrassed about the tangent that he went off on. But you can tell that he loves you and admires you, and really that's all that you wished for. And as embarrassing as it may be for him, he can tell how happy it made you be, and that's more than worth it for Xiao.